Yo. What's going on, everyone?
Going down.
Hey.
Hey. What's going on? Welcome to our show. Always Faithful 24/7. My name is Mark _Faithful 87. I'm with the Faithful Huddle. What's up, Uncle Keith?
I'm keep doing good. I'm about to bite on the chili dog too.
It's
been a good day.
I know that's right. Shout out to our beloved First Lady, Niners Jess. What's up, Niners Jess?
Cheers.
Cheers.
And I gotta show love to my brother from the West Coast, K Jizzle. Jizzle, what up, my brother?
Good.
I know that's right. Hey, our general manager, the smartest manager I know. Prez. What's up, Prez?
Going down, man.
All is well,
Like
man.
the jersey.
Yeah.
Like the jersey. I see the
I love it.
I had to represent, man. We got the gold logo, the gold in the background. I gotta represent the
Yeah,
gold.
no, it's fire. That's good.
I like it.
It is real nice.
Oh, and then we see the montage with Jizzle. I see it's coming together behind you.
Yeah,
Yeah, I'm working on it.
Yeah, that's fire.
Yeah.
Right. So how's everybody doing, man?
I'm doing well.
What did you say, Prez?
Oh, I said good, man. Ready to get at it. Glad to be back. I was watching the state of the franchise before we came on, so it was.
Yeah.
Oh man, I need to catch up on that.
Cool.
Mm-hmm.
So being that you said that, what you think of the state of the franchise? We're gonna start with that, and then we're gonna go into the topic of the show. But being that you had mentioned it, bro, I was excited for the state of the franchise because I was expecting to hear something that I didn't even hear from the president. You follow? But I'm gonna let you take the steering wheel, bro.
Man, I got off work late, so I got all the way up to like right where he started talking about Trey. So the last thing that they was talking about was Chardavius. And so it's good to hear, man. It was good to hear and see D'Amico's face light up when he was talking about and the specific things that he said. One of the biggest thing that I noticed is he was like, now I have full confidence knowing I have somebody that can take care of an island. And he was like, so for one, because we returned all of our corners on this team for the most part. So it's kind of like, damn, bro, like I wonder how they hear that. You know what I'm saying? Because they're still all here, all them guys that he was referring to, because he was like, he's basically saying, I've not had that peace of mind that this man gives me there. So it was funny to hear a coach say that in that aspect. But yeah, man, it was great to hear. I'm excited to see what he's on and really just how the whole secondary shapes out, man. Who gonna get what spot? Who gonna be on the bench? Because we're gonna have a stud on the bench, man.
Yo.
Yeah.
And just to piggyback on what you just said, Prez, Kyle was also saying that being that we got Ward and he's like pretty much like the best cornerback that's on our roster, he was pretty much saying that they don't really have to worry about the defensive line. If you pay attention to what he was saying, like he was saying like, being that they got him, just like you were saying, he's gonna be on the island by himself. He's not worrying about him being by himself.
Facts. He's done it against so many of the best wide receivers and successfully in the NFL already. It's like because AFC right now has better wide receivers than the NFC does. You know what I'm saying? So hopefully that equates to us locking down. Like he should be very successfally because I don't think he's playing the competition that he's playing week in and week out.
Yeah. That's a big thing.
Finally have the shutdown secondary that we've been waiting for all this time.
I agree, First Lady. I agree.
And your secondary has depth.
Right.
Yep.
Right.
That's the most important facet about the state of the team right now is you've got depth at pretty much every position on that defensive side of the ball.
Right. And I'm just gonna pull this out, being that we was talking about the secondary. I like when Kyle mentioned, he says, and I'm paraphrasing, he says, since I've been here, this has been the best wide receiver Yo, when he said that, I said, yo, I'm telling you,
And
this
it is
right here,
X.
yeah.
yo, man.
They just even said the dude Ray McLeod dude is gonna be like a big central part of the offense now,
Right.
and and I like that. You know, he's probably gonna take away a lot of that gadgety stuff we were running with Debo, but I just wonder what does this mean for Danny Gray if McLeod takes a big part. You know, because we already have Jawan Jennings, you know, Ayuk and Debo. You know what I mean? You're never gonna need that fourth guy really like that.
Only for the scheme, though. See, that's the thing.
For fifth guy, he would be
Deep game. And I don't know if y'all seen it all. I've seen about the majority of it. But yo, when Kyle was mentioning about Ray, his whole thought process was about wide receiver. He wasn't thinking about him as a punt returner. If you was listening to what he was saying, and peep game, the way he was talking, he still may gonna use him as a wide receiver. So
Did you say wide receiver kickoff return?
Talking about Ray, Ray McLeod, yeah.
Were you talking about wide receiver or kickoff return?
I'm talking and Ray McLeod.
Yeah.
Kyle was saying that he wanted him on his team as a wide receiver, and he was paraphrasing. He was saying that he really wasn't thinking of him as a punt returner, even though they needed one.
They got 3 players that can play that can fill that position also.
I agree. You talking about punt returner, right?
Yes.
I agree. And who Uncle Key, who you got in mind?
I ain't saying it because I'm a player. I'm a player fan.
Somebody taking shots, Prez. Get him, general manager. Get him.
That's funny. That was right on time.
Yeah, man.
Shots fired.
Yeah.
I'm done.
But think about it, guys. When Kyle mentions that he wanted Ray as a wide receiver, like Kyle Shanahan is gonna be in his bag, He's gonna have fun. He's gonna have fun with his roster and, like Uncle said, this depth, especially on offense. So I'm excited. I don't want to take the floor. I'm gonna let y'all do your thing.
I'm more excited about having this depth at cornerback, and that's what gives me the faith that we're going to be able to have a record that you could even throw it. I mean, don't think you could pick the total high enough on the Niners just for the simple fact that we have that defensive line. We have Nick Bosa, the best pass rusher in the league. You added a guy on the opposite side, and then Kinlaw, and whatever happens on the inside with those guys. You got one of the top with Armstead. You have one of the top front sevens with Warner and the best linebacker core in the NFL. But you have depth at corner, which is something the Niners have not had even during those Super Bowl runs. They didn't have a corner that with the depth that they have, and that's good to have, man, because you're going to lose a guy here or there. As you see, we lost a couple corners and we were down to playing guys that we just got off the streets, Josh Norman, you know what I mean? So that's how that depth at corner, I think, is something that can be understated for this team.
Absolutely.
It also gives you a lot of flexibility in nickelback too, quarterback of defense. You've got at least 2 people that can play that position now, without having to compromise the secondary.
Mm-hmm.
That's true.
Yeah.
I think we're in good hands. I liked when Al was saying about that they were going to build like restaurants and bars like around the hotel, like around the stadium and stuff like that, like this big project. Like I think that would be pretty cool. I'm excited for that.
I agree.
Yeah, I saw that they said that they're trying to get Super Bowl 60, 61, or 62 out there.
Yeah. That's what he said. Yeah. That's what he said. And I mean, Al, he's requesting our patience, and I get it. Like I've learned when I met Jizzle last year regarding the stadium that there's some haze and there's some lows regarding the stadium, but just listen to him, you can tell that he's passionate about where they're trying to serve, the faithful regarding the stadium. Although I haven't been there yet, God willing, hopefully it'll be this September. But just like listen to his passion, because I don't know if y'all heard him. He said he cried when last season started, just to have the fans back, and how we was in a rut during that the COVID season when it was no fans. We don't want to have that ever again, God willing. So with that said, just listen to him, his passion, saying that he had cried when he came out on the field. We don't know what goes on behind the scenes in business wise, but I'm looking forward to going to that stadium and just enjoying the whole atmosphere.
Well, the atmosphere is the best thing about it, though. Like, you'll enjoy probably the engineering of it and everything. You won't enjoy the what you have to do for the heat, because on a home opener it's going to be hot as hell.
I'm sure.
Bring a big hat. You gotta bring a big.
Yo,
depending on where your seats are at, if you tell me where your seats are at, I'll tell you if you gotta bring a hat or not.
I told you I'm the section behind you.
Oh, okay. Then you're good. Then you're good. Yeah.
That's why I picked that section, because you.
Yeah, you're good. Yeah. You're right. Oh no, you're good. I forgot about that.
Yeah, I'm the section right behind you. Told
the opposite side. That whole side gets just like scorched, like the whole.
Hold on, where we at?
Where we at? No, not where we're at. The opposite side of us.
Really?
Yeah.
Because I thought where we at, it faces the sun.
You guys are on the visitor side, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. We're on the visitor side, and I'm telling you, that's the best side to be on, because you don't really the sun only hits you for like maybe a quarter, but the other side gets it for like almost half the game, or more than half the game.
I got that side. Okay.
Yeah. Well, if you had got that side, I would have told you that would have been all bad.
Okay, because where our first lady is at and 49 is at, I'm thinking that's where the shade would be at. But when you had told me when you told us where you were sitting at, I said, you know what? I picked, because I couldn't get no seats where you was at. I think they were trying to hold the seats out for all the nice people. Anyway.
No, but I don't know. Maybe it's season ticket guys, because it'd be like they sit us together pretty much. Everybody might say they're all season ticket holders, so I think they feel a little bit away.
Yeah,
I guess that's how it works. But because that's pretty much it. Yeah, everybody in my area is season ticket holders.
Got you.
Yeah,
got you. But yeah. So, I learned a lot as far as what was presented to us, through the state of the franchise, and just listening to John Lynch, and I'm just gonna paraphrase what he said that I really like, and he was saying that we are here to win a Lombardi and do it again. Y'all probably seen me post it earlier. I just had to read it because I like that, man, and that should show and tell the faithful the reason why he stayed with the 49ers, because he could have left, but he sees the vision of what's going on, so when he mentioned that, I caught that. I was like, yo, we ain't even win a Lombardi yet, and he was talking about do it again. He was like, we're gonna win a Lombardi and do it again. I was very impressed, what their goal is. Exactly. So when he said that, I said, yeah. I said, yo, he's down for the long haul. How long that is, of course, we don't know, but I was very impressed with what he said.
It's at least 5 more years. Unless you leave it before, it's at least 5 more years. My bad, Jizzle.
No, that's all good, but it's funny that he says that, because a lot of people are thinking that the Niners aren't saying enough good things about Trey Lance, and basically saying so Trey Lance, they don't see him like that guy. But that's basically saying it's a big bet on Trey Lance more than anything. More than your team, you're betting on Trey Lance. All right, that can't happen.
Facts. Especially coming from a defensive Hall of Famer to be. He knows what a championship caliber quarterback is. If anybody knows, it's going to be a Hall of Fame free safety.
This question popped in my head because, I was tweeting earlier this morning and I got a couple of pushback in regards to this question I'm going to ask the faithful Huddle. Do we really need to hear Kyle Shanahan say that Trey Lance is QB1? Like, do we really need to hear that?
Some people do.
He's been QB1 since he got drafted. He just was never going to play.
I think he's insinuated as much, without saying QB1. You know what I mean?
Right.
I know people need to hear that, but I think he's literally shown and said that he's the guy.
Right. And that's the thing that I won't say bother me, but I'll be like, yo, like really? Like, do he really have to say like Trey Lance is QB1, being that they gave up so much? This is his second season, and it's clear that they're moving in that direction as him being as a QB1. He's taken all the reps, and he's taking reps probably like this week. So I'm like, yo, he
was gonna be he was the quarterback. He already had it. Then he hurt his finger. That's it. Jimmy was never coming back. It didn't matter that we lost that game. Week, what was it, 6, 5? What week did he play the first time against Arizona?
Against Arizona.
I forgot what week, 5 or 6.
5 or 6. Yeah, it was over. The only reason Jimmy ever came back was because his finger. He couldn't go that next week.
Right. Yo, hold your thought about the finger part. That's another topic that I got planned for us.
I think that, and I honestly think he got a lot of kickback from our players.
Say it again.
I think he got a lot of kickback from our players.
What do you mean kickback?
Like from Kittle and Trent Williams. They were very vocal about how they wanted Jimmy to be the quarterback. The team captains on this teams, the dudes.
Okay.
That's probably why for last year.
I think that's a lot of it. I think a lot of it. If y'all really want to hear, I think, and not to talk about Debo, but this is something I've been wanting to say. I honestly think that if Jimmy was off of this team already, I think there would have been a better chance of Debo getting traded. I'm not saying that John Lynch didn't.
That would make you want to keep Debo even more because you have the money to sign.
I think it's the unrest. I think what I'm getting at is the unrest in that locker room because all those coaches left. It's come out that tons of coaches have already left because of the Jimmy situation. That was a real thing. Like when they
not tons. One, the quarterback. That's it, right?
No.
There's a few coaches that left. There's like 3 coaches.
There wasn't no disagreement about the quarterback situation like that. It was just, of course, some people in the locker room may have favored the veteran and some people wanted to maybe the upside, but it was never to a quarterback controversy. I don't believe like severe of a thing.
I definitely think I mean, they reported it. It was reported that was a big thing is that they thought that there was kickback of moving forward, who wanted to be on that team and not wanted to be on that team.
I never heard that part, but I heard.
Okay, yeah, I think I heard something.
I've definitely heard it. Yeah,
I mean, I heard
quarterback coach.
Huh? Right, I was going to
say Spagnello. He did not like Trey Lance. He wanted him probably to draft. Who knows? He doesn't say, but he definitely was in favor of them keeping Jimmy G as the starter. And so he didn't really work with Lance as much as possible, probably too, because of that. Yeah, that's why they got rid of him.
Yeah,
the coach for a coach, it's easier to coach a guy like Jimmy G with a high football IQ, but for a team that's expanding in both speed and depth, you want that physical talent. Right. That's not to suggest that Trey doesn't have a football IQ, but it does state to the senior guys like Kittle and them. They don't know what it is yet. They know what they had in Jimmy. So this team is built around a guy with a massive arm that's mobile in the pocket. Yeah. And that's not Jimmy.
Yeah. But you know what? Just to piggyback on what you were saying, Prez, I think those moves were opportunity moves. And you could be partially right. However, I think those moves was based on opportunity moves. I don't think it was a personal thing regarding Trey Lance because it was crystal clear that the 49ers was moving in another direction, being that they gave up, you
Oh
know.
yeah, hands down.
So I don't really I hear what you're saying, but like I was saying, only thing I heard, and I don't know if that's true, and it could be true about Rich, the quarterback coach. But other than that, I'll tell you one thing, based on what I heard today. Well, not I heard what we heard, and also the faithful heard if they tune into the state of the franchise. Yo, matter of fact, I think John Lynch has said it that we lost some coaches, but for some reason, which they know, that there's coaches that are close to Kyle that will love to work with him, and
Oh yeah, oh
and vice versa. So based on who Kyle had brought to the team, he's happy with who he got, and I'm happy as well. But I really think those other coaches was like more like opportunities. You follow what I'm
I
saying?
just said it because they had reported during the season that there was friction in between when Trey had come back in, and then when he came back, and then he was supposed to be cleared again of whether they should have made the move off of Jimmy and sent him home. I mean, during the season is when they reported it. It's all the things, but you never got like direct reports, but it was always a topic. And I personally think, to add to that, that's when Kittle and Trent Williams. I think Shanahan. I think his captains are very big Jimmy fans.
Yeah.
Still right now. I think even Trent Williams is. They just talk about Jimmy in a certain way. I don't think that it's not that they don't feel like Trey's good or anything like that. I think that they feel like, especially being now to 2 Super Bowls and losing it, that Jimmy is the best opportunity for dudes in a final contract. Because I'm under the impression, I don't think that we will resign Kittle. Either that he will leave football, and I think he'll go professional wrestling is what I ultimately think. Because that's what he wants to do. But I also just don't think that I don't think that they're going to pay him the type of money again. I personally don't think. I think this is Kittle's last contract with us. I don't know if he's going to be out of football, but I don't know if they're going to pay in the same facet.
I'll tell you what.
And those dudes know that, and I think that goes into know that, and I think that's why they're such advocates for Jimmy, because for some of these dudes that have been here, it is kind of like, all right, are you resetting? Are you starting over? I've already been here for 5 years. Where's this type of thing going?
But these most recent like pressers with the players and stuff, I haven't gotten one inkling.
No, this last year. That's what I was saying.
Oh, okay.
Last year during the season,
like Jimmy's under center. Like instead of saying like, "Oh my God, this dude like he, happy feet in the pocket and this and I was open and he missed me." Like, of course they're going to back up the quarterback.
Right.
Right.
And we got to remember too, number 10, he's a good guy. He's a good friend. He's a good leader. I mean, of course they're gonna back him up. Again, we got great personalities and great athletes in that locker room. I've never heard anyone since Kyle and John took over in 2017. I've never heard a player, disrespect another player. Never. And I don't think we never will, God willing. So, but I think we're fine. I don't think Kittle is going anywhere. Just like I was saying that Debo's not going anywhere. Especially Kittle. Like if we win the chip this year, Kittle ain't going anywhere.
I personally don't. I think that he's going into professional wrestling. Like Kittle is a huge, and he's he's already said that he said before that he will be a professional wrestler.
He probably eventually will. But until then,
Oh yeah, no, he's ours. I don't think he'll play for anybody else. I just don't think that he continues playing after this because it's what 3 more years. This one and 2 more. Yeah. I think that's personally will be it for him. At that point, he's 28, 29, going into professional.
Well,
Because I personally think, and Kittle knows it. Kittle can take wrestling and go to the next level. I think Kittle can go into acting. I think Kittle has a lot to offer, and people love him, and I think he understands that. But yeah, I definitely think
he'll be like Gronk. How old is
I
Gronk?
was going to say the same thing.
Yeah, he's going back and forth, being a football player, doing everything else, and back into football.
So let me ask y'all what y'all think about Brian Schneider's comments regarding the special teams.
That he got everybody that he wanted, that he thought was top on his list. Yeah.
Exactly.
I think it's an interesting thing to
say.
To try to be dominating in those special teams. I mean, I know it's a game of field position, but is it really that important? Or do they just waste money here? Because that's not getting turnovers that much. Special teams rarely gets turnovers. It's not like defense. You know what I mean? And even if somebody has a disadvantageous starting field position, doesn't mean they won't score. So I don't know. I'm on the fence with that. Unless they're just returning a whole bunch of kicks, that doesn't really get me excited like that. But I mean, I guess it's good to.
Yeah, and wasn't he horrible last year?
Oh,
he was good. Yeah, he was good most of his tenure, but they were pretty bad. The special team unit in Seattle last year.
He wasn't coaching last year. He took the year off last year.
Okay, so he wasn't.
Okay. I didn't know that.
I thought he came from Seattle.
He did.
Yeah,
he took the year off last year. He was
they were horrible last year. That's what I was thinking when they were talking about. I was man, I know he's been there forever. I was but they were one of the worst teams last year. So yeah, no, I thought he literally came over.
Yeah, he was spending time with his family and stuff.
But yeah,
I'm with Jizzle. I don't know how much it makes sense, and they spent a lot of money there.
Right.
And there were other places they could have spent it.
Yeah. Well, then it's I mean, do they believe in Wisnowski? You know what I'm saying? Because he's gonna be the biggest part of that puzzle. So.
And how many new coaches are going to say their special team sucks?
Yeah. No. Of course. Yeah. No. I mean, now obviously we all experienced it. It was definitely a problem last year. You know what I mean? But then they were kind of talking about, the way, not that they make excuses, but they were trying to say basically Shanahan was pointing at, well, there were a lot of people on that field that shouldn't have been on that field based off of our special teams and not having the depth. So I think he kind of just went all right, man.
But then you could look at it like this though, against the Packers, we made the big special team to win that won us the game. You know what I mean? And plus, if our special teams was this bad, but we still make the NFC Championship with a bum QB too, So you gotta look at it that way too. Under the circumstances, special teams doesn't really matter that much. You made it to the NFC Championship with one of the worst special teams in the league.
Thanks.
Well, I agree with you on that, but it definitely matters when we defending, those little fake plays, because we got embarrassed last season.
But
right?
even just playing,
I just need these niggas to catch the ball, to not drop it, and get positive yards, and get actually have a return team. It would be good from that side to have somebody that is reliable, going to catch the ball, but also breaking plays, you know what I'm saying? Getting 20, 30-yard returns, putting us in good field position. I think we've lacked that, you know what I'm saying?
right.
So that will be good, but that's where Ray comes in. And oh boy, Gray.
That's what I was going to say. As far as helping the offense out with field position and stuff, I think that would be huge. But it could just be me, but I feel like this season has a different feel to it in a really good way. I feel like we got better, all the way around. And I don't know if it's just because, of Trey coming in but I just think that it's just completely a different vibe this year.
Yeah. I believe that we'll get better as far as kick returns. I was referring to punt returns. We didn't look good within the
No,
punt.
I meant punt returns. Yeah, I was meaning punt
That's what
returns.
I was
Kick
talking
returns.
about.
Yeah, no, I meant punt returns for sure.
Yeah, that's something that we gotta work on, and I'm pretty sure Schneider's gonna take care of that. So
I don't think there's as much pressure on your punt return or your kickoff return, but the offense we're putting on the field.
well
Just
now,
secure the damn ball.
right now,
You know what I'm saying?
I was only talking about
fact,
last season, Uncle Keith.
Yeah, but if you look at this, the fact of the matter, there ain't enough footballs to go around with all that receiver talent. You need as much field as possible to get people their yards.
Yeah, yeah.
You know, I hate to say that, but I agree with you. I think a lot of money, too much money was spent on it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Especially if these dudes ain't really contributing on offense and defense, or where they came in and supposedly that's the, because you get to a point, you know what I'm saying? It's like the way Kyle was talking, like, all right, bro, well, Ray McLeod sounds like he's your gadget everything, my man. So it's like, well, what about the other niggas out here? You know what I'm saying? Like and then Kittle.
And see, I'd rather spend my free agent money on depth at the offensive line and defensive line, just like what they did last year, spending the depth on the defensive line. They got Arden Key, and they picked up they had Kerr, and they had picked up, who else did they pick up? They picked up
Hurst.
Oh, Hurst, exactly. Thank you. So they just gave them, they could come at you in waves with that defensive line. If somebody gets tired, sub another big dude in there. Like, you know, that's where I like to spend my money, in the trenches. That's where we've been successful, having depth there. You know, I would have did that, but hope for the best and see what happens.
Right. Yeah, that's true. That's true. I'll tell you one thing. I think that like the topic of the show, I believe that we're trending in the right direction.
Yeah.
And with that said, the topic of the show, the 49ers and Trey Lance are trending in the right direction. The question that I have for our faithful huddle, should we react or overreact?
Can I start?
Sure.
Right.
I think we should react. As much as we spent time talking about Trey Lance and the difference he can make for this team, there's a lot of areas on this team to be excited about. And one of the things we've been saying for the past 3 weeks is an abundance of riches. Your secondary's gotten a heck of a lot better. Yeah. Your receivers, you already had some of the best there was in the league. Right. Your offensive line is getting there. You got talent, you got depth there. Right. And you've got options. And you also got more options as far as being able to scheme because you got more talent. This team offensively is built around Trey Lance. We can react to that. We don't have to overreact. As a matter of fact, it'd be better if we didn't.
Right.
The craziest thing is I still think we'd be a talented team even if Trey Lance got hurt.
Yeah. All I thought, Keith, and me in the dream. Assalamu alaikum. Can you hear me? Can you hear me?
Alaikum salam. What's up? Can you hear me?
Hey, what's up, man?
How you doing?
Oh
man.
Hopefully he'll pop back in.
Who's the dream?
Some young.
Yeah, he's another content creator.
Okay.
I met him about maybe about a month ago. Well, I met him about a month ago, but I've been listening to him on Grant Cohn's show.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And the young brother, he's very bright, man, just like our brother Prez. And me and the dream, he's very bright, very intelligent regarding the game. Hopefully he'll bounce back in. But yeah. First lady, should we react or overreact regarding the good things that we're hearing from Manning camp?
I think we should react. I mean, like Uncle Keith said, like there's just so many things to, that like in all areas, like, the depth we have, like all around, like, and like I said earlier, like it's just a different feel to this season. And and I hope it works out. I mean, we're in pretty good hands with John and Kyle.
Right. K Jizzle, what's that, bro?
I mean, like realistically, you should react. I mean, Trey Lance has shown a lot of flashes, even going back to last year, where he kind of showed you like he's opening up, he's unlocking a certain part of our offense with the aerial yards and being able to push the ball down the seam, basically. But being that I'm unrealistic, I'm going to overreact, and because it's Trey season, and I don't need a reason.
Go ahead, Jizzle. Go ahead.
MVP, baby.
I like that.
That's my guy right there. That's my guy. Our general manager, Prez, what's up, bro? Should we react or overreact?
I say, I mean, if react, but mine's just more even culture, man. For me personally, over the years, I've just learned to take it week to week. I think the biggest thing still facing us and always face us is injuries. So that's to me, that's the biggest thing. I just take it week to week, play to play, man. I try to enjoy it, not to put too much into it, and because we got the team, but we've been had the team. You know what I'm saying? So it's like we are definitely in the best position from a depth standpoint. So really, man, it's just. Personally, I just feel like it's staying healthy, injury, and getting through. I mean, those first because we got 3 or 5 on the road, 3 or 4 out the gate. Our season's right there. Our first 5-6 games is our season because the other end of the schedule is really easy. Like when we put it down, there's a couple of games that are maybes, but there's a real damn good chance that they just sweep out. You know what I'm saying? Except for a couple of games in the back half. So I think ultimately. That's the challenge, is that it's a very young team with inexperience in certain levels and players getting together, and we got to do it on the road versus playoff teams early. I think our season lies within the first 5 or 6 games.
Okay, cool. Appreciate you. Listen, I'm going to overreact. My reasons why. Be patient with me because I think
I'm gonna blow up your Twitter feed, Mark.
My brother popping back up.
Oh, look.
Hey, man, Dream, you good, bro?
Yeah, can you hear me now?
Yeah, we're good. Yeah, what's up, my man? What's good?
What's going on, bro?
Appreciate you joining the show, bro.
I'm good.
Yes.
No worries.
Yeah, welcome to the show, man. How are you?
I'm good. Glad to be on. Haven't done a show or talked football in a long time, so
Yeah,
again.
That's what's up. How was baseball practice, bro?
It was good. A little tiring, but it was good.
We're gonna hold you down, bro. We're gonna hold you down. I want to introduce you to my uncle. He's
How you doing?
He's the top left, and our first lady, Nana's Jess.
What's up?
What's up?
Our brother from the West Coast, K Jizzle.
That's a nice name, K Jizzle.
And our general manager, he's very intellect like you, man. Very smart, very bright. Our brother Prez.
What's going on, bro?
Nothing much. Glad to meet all you guys.
Yeah.
Nice to meet you as well.
Again, and your faithful Huddle. This is our brother at Me in the Dream. I met the brother maybe about a month ago. But at Me in the Dream, I don't know if I told you, but I take a lot of information from you when you've been a guest on Grant Cohn's show. So I just want to let you know, man, keep doing what you're doing, bro. Keep doing what you're doing.
Appreciate it. Appreciate that.
No doubt.
Well done.
So again, man, thank you for your availability and your support, man. I don't know how long we have you, so we're gonna just go straight into the main topic. So the main topic, as you can see, the 49ers and Trey Lance are trending in the right direction. And I was asking the panel just before you had popped up, should we react or overreact? What's your opinion? What's your thoughts, bro?
I mean, we obviously should react, right? Because it's obviously a good sign. Because a lot of people are doubting Trey Lance and saying all these things. And there was a thing going on a couple of days ago about how Zach Wilson's struggling in training camp, and nobody's talking about that. And everybody's talking about how Trey Lance everybody's talking bad about Trey Lance, obviously we should react because it is a good thing. It is a good thing that Trey Lance is impressing. There was news that came out a couple of days ago that Trey Lance is voluntarily staying in the Bay to work out an extra week. So that's good. That's what you want out of your quarterback, a guy who's willing to put in work and a guy, who wants to be great. So obviously we should react, but I definitely wouldn't overreact to this news because at the end of the day, it is training camp. There's no pads on. You're not going up against another NFL defense or anything like that. And it's not all the starters. Some of them are backups. Majority of them are backups. So it's not all the starters being out there. Now they are, obviously the mandatory minicamp, there were a lot of the starters, but it's not all the starters out there, especially during rookie minicamp. But it's obviously we should react to this news. It's obviously great news, but do not overreact because it's only training camp. And my biggest test for Trey Lance is obviously how he'll do in the regular season. And this year we got a lot of tough games. Buccaneers, obviously the divisional games. Seahawks, not the Seahawks. Seahawks are obviously last couple of years, but the Broncos. There's a bunch of teams this year that are difficult that made it to the playoffs last year. So this is going to be a test for Trey Lance. This is going to be a test for this team in general.
Right. I agree. Along with that, I gotta say, my brother, I gotta overreact. And my reason of overreact is based on the possibilities. So let me tell you why I'm going to overreact. I'm going to overreact because first and foremost, Javon Kinlaw. Did anybody see the recent pictures of Javon Kinlaw?
He slimmed down. He slimmed.
Yo, this brother slimmed down and he toned up. Yo, they're saying that he probably lost maybe about 10 to 15 pounds.
It looks like 20. Like 20.
Yeah, something like 20, exactly. Yo, the brother looked slimmer, bigger as far as like muscular. Yo, this guy, it's redemption time for him, in my opinion.
Hands down.
Redemption time, and
he's healthy, it's over, man.
And with the pushback between with him and who it's also probably like that motivation to for him to be beast mode. So with Javon Kinlaw, I'm gonna move into Deebo Samuel. Like, yo, we've been hearing so much talk in regards to that, we should trade him. He's ungrateful. How can he say he deserved his money? He only had 2 good seasons out of 3. Get rid of him or release him. And I kept saying to myself, and I was saying to our faithful Huddle, and our faithful Huddle also agree with me that he ain't going anywhere. And look what happened. He's still with us. You follow? So I'm going to overreact regarding that because some people were saying like, yo, get rid of him. Like he's causing a problem. And I mean, he's young. I mean, we all do things and say things we ain't supposed to say or do. However, we had a couple of shows ago, and we were saying that his agent should have been the one that was doing all the talking. However, it was him doing all the talking. But I'm going to overreact regarding that because he's still wearing that red and gold. Just like at camp, you see him catching the football with Kyle Shanahan's son. Like, what else do you need? Like, yo, he's a businessman. The way he handled business, I mean, we may not like it, but we're gonna have to deal with it. I don't really fall too deep into a person's pockets, how they handle their business. That's not my style. I'm more about the team. I'm team first, and then the person, behind the jersey last. Trey Lance. Prez was mentioned earlier that he injured his index finger. And we know that he injured, but we didn't know that it caused a problem regarding him throwing accurately. And now that it has healed, we're hearing that his accuracy is on point and is very crisp, and his throws are much tighter. David Lombardi, he also did a show in regards to that his throwing is much different than last year. So we got to overreact regarding that because his index finger has healed. It's not like how he was last season because what he's showing in minicamp, I mean, it's superb. Even though, yes, like what you were saying, I mean, the dream that it is minicamp with no pads on, but just the performance, what we see and also what they don't show us. You follow what I'm saying? So, I got to overreact regarding that. Um, Danny Gray. I'm excited. I'm excited about him, even though he had like a hamstring problem. Like Ayuk was saying, the boy can fly. I'm looking forward to seeing what he's gonna bring to the ammunition of the offense. So and also Ty, our running back. That big guy. So I gotta overreact because I'm excited. I'm excited about the possibilities of something great. So that's why I have to say I gotta overreact. No doubt. No doubt.
No, I feel you.
Yeah, man.
Yep.
So, but Uncle Key, you got anything?
What I like about what you said was that you mentioned 5 areas. And I've said this for the last couple of weeks. We have an abundance of riches. We've got so many things to look at besides, including Trey. And I think that's a big difference, and it makes me extremely excited about this team. You can look at it from the defensive side, special teams, offensive side, but the ability to change schemes to do things we weren't able to do before. There's a lot of good things to react positively to. My caution about overreacting is this. You can overreact your quarterback right out of his significance if you're not too careful. You can put too much on the kid.
Yeah.
You've got that, and that's why you build a team around him. Offensively, you got guys that get him out of trouble. You got tight ends. You got two-way players. You got an offensive line. You got running backs galore. There's all kind of ways to get him out of trouble and let him be him. He'll earn his team's respect just by being in there and doing what he's supposed to do. So I'm excited about every aspect of the game. I'm going to be seeing something different every week.
Right. So, I mean, the dream, I was asking our faithful Huddle, and I've noticed this been going on within Twitter. Some know that Trey Lance is going to be our QB1, and some are saying, well, Kyle hasn't announced it yet. So how can we say that he's QB1? What is your opinion and your thoughts on, do we really have to know by hearing Kyle Shanahan say that Trey Lance is our QB1?
No, Trey Lance is QB1.
Exactly.
Unless Trey Lance gets injured and he can't play, Trey Lance is QB1. We know what Kyle Shanahan does. Kyle Shanahan will talk to the media. And then, like, even when Jimmy Garoppolo hurt his thumb last year, right? And that coming into that Texans game, right? And a lot of the faithful were probably like, Jimmy Garoppolo just got hurt. And knowing Jimmy Garoppolo, he probably can't play this week, right? But then still, Kyle Shanahan's like, no, we still haven't decided. If Jimmy can go, he can go. If Jimmy can't go, he can go. And he doesn't give you a direct answer. But in my opinion right now, so far as it's going, as it sits right now, I think Trey Lance is QB1. It doesn't matter if Kyle Shanahan has to come out and say it. By week 1 rolls around, I think Trey Lance will be quarterback 1 unless, like I said, unless he gets injured.
Exactly. And my thing is, like, why wouldn't he? Even the players are calling him a QB1. Even Travarius Ward, is saying that he's going to show what he's capable of as the QB1. Even Ayuk, I mean Debo, I mean Eric, even Kittle. It's like, yo, I'm pretty sure he's about sick and tired of answering these quarterback questions. Did y'all read that article that I sent y'all earlier in regards to Kittle talking about the quarterback situation?
I didn't see it. I'm sorry.
Did y'all read it?
No.
Nobody read it? Okay. How about are y'all aware about Kittle is he was mentioned he had a talk with Kevin Hart on Kevin Hart's show. It was mentioned that the NFL should add a second bye week.
Bye week, I did see that one. Yeah, I
Yes.
kind of agree. I kind of agree it would extend the league a little bit longer. And who would mind that anyways? And kind of like in a collective bargaining, they kind of the players association or players union kind of conceded that the extra game, even if they didn't want to do it because the owners want it because that makes more millions as far as games and merchandise. So I think like now they should, I think the owners should concede that and give them that extra bye week just to keep the injuries down.
Yeah.
And they say they care about player safety as well.
And I'm just going to quote what he said. He said, "There's a huge physical toll," Kittle said, and like 17 games is a lot. It's a lot of games with one bye week, whether it's week 4 or the bye is week 11. I'm advocating for 2 byes. I mean, yo.
Gives the fans a break too.
It does.
I mean, from a fan's perspective, right? Whenever the Niners aren't playing, it's like, oh, damn it! Now I gotta watch some other team on Sunday, right? From a fan's perspective, it's one bye week for me is kind of enough, right? Because I love watching Niner footballs on weekends. But at the same time, obviously as a player, from a player's perspective, it's a huge toll, on your body, right? Playing football, every play, you get the ball, whatever, you get tackled by not just one guy, if not two, multiple people that are big and strong and physical, right? So obviously it takes a huge toll on your body, and you have to do that week after week after week after week. So I understand where Kittle is coming from, right? And obviously we've seen Kittle has had his injuries in the past, so I understand why he wants 2 bye weeks. But I mean, it obviously playing football is a huge toll on your body.
Yeah.
And when you're playing national, when you're playing in a professional football league where guys do this and guys are stronger, physical, more fast, right? So I understand where Kittle's coming from. So I mean, I wouldn't be against it if the Niners and the NFL decided to have 2 bye weeks. And I get where Kittle's coming from.
Yeah. This article, it was mentioning that the last time they had 2 bye weeks was in 1993.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And one of the reporters, I'll quote, he was saying the double buys are a double disaster. He's in 1993. Oh, this is Peter King. He said, right. He said, excuse me. He said the bonehead result was that there were as few as 10 games per weekend through the first 2 months of the season, not 14. Fewer games, fewer chances for good games. Obviously, another byproduct of the double bye. With so much time off between games, teams fall out of sync. So I guess that's his reason that it was a disaster, because those 2 byes put, I guess, players and teams out of sync.
Yeah.
According to him.
I mean, I can see that. I could also see, if you're a finesse team, then you probably want to have 1 bye week. Whereas if you're a real physical team, you know what I'm saying, where two might be more beneficial for you, for your play style, because you're definitely going to be more injured. But I think the other side of it is that, Kittle, every year he hop on a plane, and we always 1, 2, or 3 in miles traveled season, like travel miles, you know what I'm saying? So it's like, yeah, there's a lot to it. So from our perspective, you know what I'm saying, when you year after year, you're the one traveling, take it off the field, you know what I'm saying, and the travel time that's included, because that's a real thing, going from the West Coast and then playing at 12 o'clock, you know what I'm saying? That's literally like a 4-hour time difference. I mean, it'd be like telling you, like, hey man, on your biggest day of the week, you practice all week at your job, and then it's like, all right, when you would normally clock in at 10, I'm gonna need you to clock in at 6 o'clock and perform at your same level. I think that would be something that people don't really talk about. That's a disadvantage for us. So for him, it would definitely make more sense as far as when you put everything together. I would definitely see 2 bye weeks for sure.
Yeah.
Fans probably don't want to see it, but for the team, our football team in particular, if we're talking about how our team's made up, the injuries, how physical, hell yeah, 2 weeks, because we just need our cats to be healthy, and we're going to make the playoffs.
Prez, I agree with you. We've been talking about health and injuries and the speed of the game. The game has gotten 50% faster over the past 30 years. And if you don't think it takes a toll on how you scheme, plan, and manage the season, then you're crazy.
Hell yeah.
I do not want an injury determining the trajectory of the league or a game.
Facts.
I want my best guys. Look at the NBA as an example. They got superstars sitting to manage their time and their body. How often do you see that in the NFL?
Yeah.
You don't.
No, you don't.
You see it. We get the best product every time. Guys,
game by default, you're not going to see that. Like the baseball, you see the same thing in baseball. You see a guy sitting after back-to-back 2 home run days, and I don't know why managers choose to sit him at those particular times, but you see that because the games, the quantity of games that those sports have.
You know, and you pull a guy in the 8th inning that's got a perfect game going. I almost threw up.
I don't understand the new age of managing baseball.
You know what? We want the best they can put on the field at in every game. And football product is so popular worldwide because you get the best player that is available in every single game. And an additional bye week allows us to maintain that level of quality.
Right.
In every aspect. You have got to respect the fact that this game is faster, bigger, stronger, and meaner. No matter whatever rules you put in, these guys are still hitting you like a Mack truck.
Yeah.
There should be 2 bye weeks.
Yeah.
So say it again, First Lady.
It's a long season. There should be 2 bye weeks.
Yeah, I agree.
You added a game and nothing else was adjusted. That's crazy.
Yeah.
Every game. I get to watch football for an extra week.
Yeah. When you're talking about baseball and basketball, you're talking about 82. You're talking about 162. You know what I'm saying? In football, you're talking about 17. You know what I'm saying? And football's so top heavy in some ways. You know what I'm saying? For some cats, it's a cakewalk. Teams year after year. Then you got teams like us, you know what I'm saying, where every game matters. It seems like every game, that week 1 or 2 loss that, like, you know what I'm saying, back in the while when it's week 16, 17, you're like, fuck, man.
49.
So
what else? 49.
It gotta be. Everything matters.
I think another sneaky thing that they took away was they took away a bye week for the second conference finisher. You know what I mean? Remember, 2 teams used to get the bye week. Now they only get only one team. So that took away a team that knew they could fall into that number 2 slot. Maybe they could push a little harder and play guys a little bit banged up more. But now you can't, knowing that they would get that bye, but now you can't even count on that. So it's just adding the extra game for like 90% of the teams in the league.
And 49 would say you also had the possibility of having the Super Bowl and Valentine's Day on the same weekend. What an awesome holiday. I'm talking about everybody would be happy on Valentine's Day.
Yeah.
It'd be the biggest holiday of the year.
Yeah, I like when they did that, when they added another week, I'm like, 17 games, and they gave that preference of the number 1 spot, the number 1 seed. I was like, we've shown that like that number 1 seed doesn't really matter.
Oh no, the travel matters.
It matters.
No. I'm talking about the number 1 seed had that bye week. Meaning, like, I'm talking about further in the playoffs.
For the playoffs.
It matters. That matters.
You got to think back to 2019, bro. Who all came back from that 1 week having that buyout? Quan came back. We had like 3 or 4 starters make that first round game or that.
What I'm saying, I like how it was when it was seed 1 and seed 2 when they was both off.
Oh hell yeah! This
like that. Yeah,
it's the Dallas Cowboy rule. What they implied is the NFC East, and that was to get 2 of their biggest cuts for the NFL. If you look at the structure and everything, the NFL East, Washington, Philadelphia, and Cowboys are all inside the top 10 every year. NFL revenue. That rule was solely to get them another person, I think, because of how that team is. Because they're the ones that benefit is that division.
I just want to be crystal clear. When I was saying it don't matter, I was pointing out just the number 1 seed. You feel what I'm saying? Like why they had to be on a pedestal. You feel what I'm saying?
Oh yeah. No.
I was saying that we shown that how the number 1 seed could be knocked off, like how we beat the Packers in Green Bay. I'm like, they should have kept it the same way when the number 1 seed and the number 2 seed had that.
Okay, I get you. I see what
That's
you're
what I
saying.
was talking about. I'm like, yo, why don't number 1 seed have to be the only one on the pedestal when they could be knocked out because they don't have they out of sync, just like what the guy was saying. What he said, I forgot the name. But Peter King, yeah, Peter King. He's talking about in sync. Yo, that can happen. When you out of sync, you out of sync. So I would just pinpointing that I would like for the number 1 and the number 2 to get the same that they normally used to be. So I mean, like, yo, why number 1 got to be all singled out? So that's just me, especially
when it's so uncompetitive. There's divisions that are so uncompetitive. That's my problem with it. It's like we don't live. This is not a league that is set up based off of. I guess really no league in sports is, but I feel like there's no other sport where their rules dictate so much when it matters the most. Everything else is a fair playground. NFL, NBA, 7 games. It's a fair. Everybody get their chance. You know what I'm saying? Fair, and it's just not yet. You can't take that away, because then you got to travel. Yeah, it's trash, man.
I mean, that's the pros. That's the pros and cons of the bye week in the playoffs, right? Like you might be out of sync when you come back on that Sunday, but at the same time, right? Like just look at it this year, right? When the Packers got that bye week, they were able to get Zadarius Smith back when they played the Niners, right? So you get that. Those are the pros. That's the pros and cons of having a bye week, especially in the playoffs. That you might be out of sync because you haven't played football the past Sunday, but at the same time, you still give your guys opportunities that might have gotten injured week 16 or week 15 or that got injured in the beginning of the season to come back and have a chance of playing that first playoff game.
Right. I agree with you on that. I mean, the dream. I agree with you on that. I just always like when the number 1 and number 2 would get that bye week and just to wait and see who they got prepared for. I was like, yo, why number 1 got to be all singled out? That's why, and that was another reason why I was so happy that we had beat the Packers. I was like, man, see, and but I mean, it is what it is. Just like who was number 1 in the AFC that had lost the first week? Did somebody lose the first week?
Tennessee.
That was who?
Tennessee Titans.
Yeah. So I mean, like, yo, I mean,
yeah, but look at the Titans lost though. Derrick Henry got hurt.
Yeah.
No.
I mean, to be fair,
Julio wasn't healthy either.
Yeah.
To be fair,
that's injury based. Another argument for another bye week.
Yeah, I mean,
and to be fair, the reason I feel like the Titans lost that game was because of Ryan Tannehill. Ryan Tannehill threw 3 crucial interceptions in crucial moments. Like, I mean, if he didn't throw that last one, game pretty much is over. I don't know if they had Derrick Henry in that game, but Ryan Tannehill was horrible that game. Like, straight up horrible.
No, he was trash.
Yeah, he was garbage.
Yeah, you the number 1 seed and you lose, and there's really no excuses unless your quarterback comes out. There's no excuse for
exactly. And my opinion, I always thought the number 1 and the number 2, it was more pressure on them, being that they're not playing and they off a week. Yeah, they're getting rest. Plus, you gotta wait to see who you're playing. You follow what I'm saying? And you're out of rhythm. Yeah, you may be getting rest, but when you out of rhythm, that's it. Sometimes, man.
Right. We talking about as fans. We ain't talking about the cats that's putting in all this work week to week, day to day in that gym, them practice facilities. Every one of those players in the NFL locker room wants that number 1 seed, hands down.
Yeah, I agree.
You want that, and that's less chances to lose. Less chances to lose makes your path easier. More games you got to play, more, and you got to play them on the road. You know what I'm saying? It's harder. So yeah, I mean, I think the 1 seed, you always.
Yeah, and you made up a great point, right? You get a home field advantage if you're the first seed, right? You get a home field advantage as the first seed. So why wouldn't you want to get that number 1 spot?
Yeah, facts.
What up, 49? Thanks for the heads up, bro.
All right now. All right.
One last game you have to play to get to the Super Bowl. That's the biggest thing.
Big time, where every snap matters. You know what I'm saying? Full fledged, full force, to beyond my can fathom, because I can't imagine actually being a gladiator in those pads, having to perform in those situations.
Yeah. Dak Prescott knows about every snap matters.
Bruh. Yeah. Aaron Rodgers don't ever want to play us again.
Nah. No, we don't.
Ever. We own them. We own them.
Let me pull up something. Let me see.
Aaron Rodgers would have given anything to get over here. I think that was his ultimate dream, was Rodgers getting over here.
I still remember after that divisional round game, a lot of people posted on Twitter about the interview that Aaron Rodgers had when he didn't get drafted by the Niners, and he said they'll regret it. I'll make them pay for it. Something like that. He said that they'll regret it. But turns out the Niners didn't regret it because
he never beat him
Aaron
in the
Rodgers
big game.
0-3.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Let me share this 90-man depth chart with you guys. Can y'all see that?
Yeah. Hey, can you make it a little bigger?
Yeah, I'm gonna try.
Yeah, that'll work.
Okay, yeah, that's cool. Yep.
That's good.
Yep.
Hey man, just one time, man. Pay my boy JJ.
Who?
Juwan.
Juwan James.
I love seeing the fact that he was on that podium with IU. I love the fact that it was
Yeah.
Yeah.
Facts.
I agree.
I
So
like it.
So y'all can see that clear, right?
This
Yeah.
is yeah.
All right, cool. Uncle Keith.
Yeah.
All right, so this is the 90-man depth chart, as y'all can see.
Okay.
Okay. Let's start off with the offensive line. We mentioned this last Wednesday, although we had an hour show. I wanted to be longer, but I know we had a game to watch last Wednesday. Shout out to the Warriors. Hopefully they win tomorrow night. Now back to the offensive line. So we see Trent Williams at left tackle, Aaron Banks at left guard, Jake Brindle at center, Daniel Brunskill at right guard, and Mike McGlinchey at right tackle.
Okay.
And the reason I'm starting with you first, Uncle Key, I know you was mentioning Donovan West.
Yeah.
As far as possibly starting at center.
Mm-hmm.
Now, being that we're on the offensive line, would you change that starting offensive line? Anyone in particular?
Well, we already know Trent Williams ain't going nowhere.
Yeah.
And we know Brunskill ain't going nowhere. McGlinchey's, ooh.
Oh, I'm saying.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Yeah. McGlinchey's.
This shit is ugly looking at that depth chart, man. That is a fucking problem, man.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean,
there is so much inexperience. There is literally because when you get to the man.
Forget the inexperience. Like, we already know McGlinchey is a okay pass blocker.
Right. Okay.
And
right.
Then, okay. And then after the injury, is he gonna still be okay, or is he gonna be below average? Like,
my challenge to McGlinchey is Donovan West is faster and stronger.
Donovan West is center though. He ain't
center though. Yeah.
Yeah. He
ain't. I mean, but when you talk about
I would love to see Jalen Moore maybe at right tackle. I would see how he would do at right tackle. I like Jalen Moore. I thought he was not bad
Jalen Moore
year.
too. Me and you both like him.
I like him too.
At right tackle though, I like him more at right guard.
Ooh.
I mean, they're not moving Brunskill. Like, okay, just think about it this way, right? Who's a bigger liability on the offensive line, McGlinchey or Daniel Brunskill, right? Now, the right side is weak in general, but if I had to fix one of those holes or fix one of those spots, who would I rather fix? I would fix the right tackle spot or try to replace McGlinchey and put in Jalen Moore, because Daniel Brunskill, as much as he's not great, he's still serviceable, right? With McGlinchey, I'm not saying he can't be serviceable this year, right? But which position would I say is a bigger need? Or which position would I rather fill or switch, a player? I would say right tackle, because I don't know how good McGlinchey will be, right? Coming back off the injury.
Right.
Well, I mentioned before.
Y'all are right. He's not. He will, even if he starts, he will not be the starter by week 3 or 4. More will over. It's not. I'm not excited about the Mike McGlinchey experiment, and I think it's going
to be Jalen Moore.
I mentioned before how you can. Go ahead.
No, go ahead, Jizzle. My bad, bro.
Okay. I mentioned before how you could kill basically two birds with one stone. Is just move McGlinchey to right guard and then move somebody over there to take his spot, whether that be Jalen Moore, whether that be you know Jalen Moore or Brunskill. I wouldn't really want to put Brunskill out there, but
Yeah.
that's one thing because one thing about McGlinchey is he's a top elite run blocker. If you can keep him on the inside where he's not getting that same type of athlete on him all the time, maybe he can, you can get some value out of him right there.
Real quick, I'm just gonna read what Kyle Shanahan said. I'm just gonna paraphrase. He said the offensive line has a chance to be better than last year. He said
he's capping, bro.
He's talking to the media.
Kyle Shanahan.
Hold up. I mean, hold up. Let me say this. He says he's talking to the faithful. He said you guys just don't know, but we got the guys to get it done. So with that said, faithful and our faithful viewers that are watching, they're confident who they're going to select as the starters. Now, I'm going to piggyback on with my brother Prez what he said last Wednesday. And I'm going to paraphrase. He was saying that, the money is going to start. Unless someone get outplayed. And I would say this, and I said it last Wednesday. If McGlinchey is not ready, I'm looking at Justin School to be a right tackle. That's just my humble opinion. I like Jalen Moore at right guard. I really do. It's gonna be a battle between Jalen Moore and Brunskill. I just think Brunskill got the edge based on his knowledge of the playbook.
Yeah, but School's coming back from injury too.
Right. That's what I was saying. First lady. I was saying I prefer him at right tackle if McGlinchey is not right. If he's not right and ready. That's what I'm saying as far as right tackle. I was just I'm sorry, go ahead.
No, you.
No, I was just saying to our brother Amin, he was saying Jalen Moore at right tackle. I peacefully disagree because I like Jalen Moore at right guard. However, I just think that Brunskill has a leverage because of his knowledge and experience at that position. And I think he could be better at that position than what he was the first game against the Cardinals. Because Brunskill and McGlinchey, they played horrible that first game against the Cardinals when we had lost. They played horrible. But again, like our first lady had said last Wednesday, we got a different quarterback on a center now. So, however, go ahead, Press. What's up, bro?
I was just gonna say real quick. Ultimately, I don't think right now this is gonna matter because there will be people that'll get cut and there'll be trades that'll made, and this is not what I think we will go in. I definitely think they'll bring in a vet at some point. Because they're gonna have to. Because this, I agree. I don't even see honestly, man.
I'll be back, guys.
Mike McGlinchey starting week 1. I don't see it happening. I don't.
If you had to pick from what's up there, who would you pick ahead of them?
Oh, I don't think they're on the roster. I think that they will make a trade.
I agree.
I think that they'll make a trade or somebody's. People are gonna get cut and everything like that.
I mean, we've got 5 players on the offensive line, and every single person has mentioned McGlinchey. Everybody's mentioned him.
Facts. I'm just hoping God they don't give him a contract.
And his backup is somebody coming off of injury.
I feel like they might extend him because doesn't he have like an $11 million hit?
I mean, ultimately it is. I guess it's not too. It just depends on what you pay him. You know what I'm saying? Ultimately, if they cut that in half, you know what I'm saying, and he's making 5 or 6 a year moving forward, then that's fine. That's worth it. But if he's getting 9, 10, or 11, anything like that moving forward, absolutely not. Absolutely. No.
And I mean, what he said something like Kyle Shanahan said the offensive line better this year than it was last year. I think that's crazy. Like that's insane, right? Because if you look at the offensive line last year, right? Trent Williams obviously he knows he's going to be the starting left tackle. he deserves his money, right? But then you had Laken Tomlinson, who now is on the Jets. But one thing that Laken Tomlinson that a lot of people don't talk about, or that give him enough credit, is that Laken Tomlinson was able to go week in and week out and play every single week and stay healthy, right? And that's rare, right? So for another team, that might be like, okay, he could stay healthy, right? But for the Niners, when guys get injured in training camp and OTAs and all sorts of things, right? And I remember last year, right? Jeff Wilson got hurt after he sat down on a chair. That's how much bad luck the Niners have with injuries, right? So for a guy who can stay healthy and Laken Tomlinson who can go week in, week out and play, right? That's some for the Niners. That's special. And as a fan, I'm like, to me, that brings value. Obviously, he's gone, and now with Alex Mack retiring, right? We'll see how Jake Brendel does, but there's no way the offensive line is going to be better this year than it was last year. Like, I just think that's insane.
I also think that Tomlinson also benefited because he played next to Joe Staley and Trent Williams. So I'm actually kind of curious to see what he does, how he does with the Jets this year.
Oh, it ain't gonna be. Yeah, it ain't gonna map out. Plus, you don't have somebody like Kyle Shanahan that can disguise and mask. Kyle's very good at masking with that offensive line and our run game weaknesses, and a lot of that's because you have George Kittle on the outside. But this lineup right here, if this is what we go in, well, we're gonna see a lot less of Kittle in the receiving game because that shit ain't gonna work. So.
Yeah, you can't have him block him.
Wide receivers now. We have the wide receiver. This would be the first year moving forward. It's like, okay, well, we have the wide receivers if we have to use Kittle to pass protect again. But
don't forget, our QB1 is different.
Yeah.
According to this offensive line, he's going to have to be.
Yeah.
I mean,
RG3.
I agree with Prez. I think you got to bring an experienced guy somewhere on that line, especially on the right side.
That's why I said I think Brunskill is going to start at right guard. And I think, like I said last Wednesday, I think McGlinchey got a lot. I think he's going to prove us wrong. I hope so. I'm going to vouch for him. I mean, like Prez said, they took his 5th year,
They didn't have no choice, bro. He picked that up, right? That wasn't a team option.
No, that's a team option always. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, the 5th-year option is a team option.
They picked that up. So they see something in him. And again, like I said before, if he's not right and if he's not ready, I'm looking at Justice School. That's just me. But I think McGlinchey is going to be all right. If you notice, he's been very quiet.
Yeah, man.
You know what I'm saying? So I think he's focused on him, just like Javon Kinlaw is focused on him as far as like his body and stuff like that. But I ain't gonna lie. I like this starting lineup going into the season.
I mean, we have no idea what that is. I think that's the thing. I think there's no way anyone can really have an opinion on this because what is that? What is that right there? What the fuck is that, man?
Well, what happened? What do you mean?
You hear what he said? What is that?
That lineup.
Oh, you're talking about the lineup?
Yeah.
But the point I was trying to make is like, would you keep that starting lineup, or who would you take away? Or who would you add?
If Jalen Moore is our best, is a better asset on there than you, then I think I definitely agree with Amin and Jizzle, because Jizzle said the same thing last week that Jalen Moore, that Amin said that Jalen Moore should go to
right tackle, right?
Right tackle,
yeah.
Ultimately, I think he's in a situation that Kyle Hannon should, with this, if they don't bring him, he's got to play. He's got to have his best, most versatile alignment. And Mike McGlinchey, if we know Trey's going to run around and move and pass, bro, you can't put I don't care if Mike McGlinchey's healthy. You can't put him out there on that line with Trey Lance and expect for that shit to go good, especially with Trey being mobile and everything.
I mean, think about it last year. Right? What happened? I said this in the offseason last year, right? When J.J. Watt came to the Cardinals, I was like, what's going to happen the first time Mike McGlinchey sees J.J. Watt on that defense, him going up against J.J. Watt? It was ugly. It was ugly, right? And Trey Lance was running those QB draws, and that's what kind of shifted the focus. Everybody's like, oh, why did Trey Lance run so many QB draws? But at the same time, like, Trey Lance didn't have a lot of time to throw because J.J. Watt was in his face that game.
Yeah.
J.J. Watt was killing it that game.
Yeah.
Like the announcer, pretty much every other play was like, "Oh, J.J. Watt got in the backfield. J.J. Watt here. J.J. Watt there. J.J. Watt chasing after Trey Lance." So J.J. Watt was killing it that game, right? And now McGlinchey's coming off an injury, right? And McGlinchey, we already, like I said before, McGlinchey's an okay pass rush, right? An okay pass blocker, right? So what's gonna happen with him coming off an injury? And we play the Cardinals twice this year, right? But we obviously go up against a lot of good defensive linemen
Bruh,
and
a lot
a
of
lot,
good
a lot, a
linemen.
lot of good defensive linemen, right? But at the same time, like, how is McGlinchey? Is number one, is his body going to be able to hold up? And number two, how well will he perform? And will he be able, how well will he be able to perform after coming off an injury? Especially like I said, if he's going up against the J.J. Watts of the world, and all these elite pass rushers.
Right. Well, all right. Let me ask the panel this: is Jalen Moore athletic enough to play right tackle?
Oh yes, he played it at Western Michigan. He played in a zone blocking offensive scheme the whole time, very similar to one that Kyle Shanahan employs. So, yeah.
And just remember also, your quarterback's right-handed. And if your right tackle is getting his back blowed out, your quarterback's gonna be going to his weak side all game.
Yeah.
And
it's hard. It's hard to throw on you when you're running rolling left.
Absolutely, especially when you're running for your life.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I don't care how much
Trent Williams covering his blind side.
Huh?
At least Trent Williams covering his blind side.
Right. Yeah. Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
And Banks is huge. I mean, anybody next to Trent Williams is going to play well. I mean, at this level, you know what I'm saying? So Aaron Banks is in a great position, but that other three, man, we just don't. You don't know. And we play some defensive ends this year for real. And you're in a league now where they're going to know it's like they're not going to let their top end pass rusher come off Trent Williams' side when you got the other unknown. Everybody will bring their best pass rusher to
on the right side,
whether they play there or not. So it's like that Trent Williams can also be they can eliminate Trent Williams in some capacity by the weakness that's on the other side. So it's got to be showing up in some situation.
Well, Brunskill held his own against Aaron Donald, so I have faith.
Yeah, Brunskill's that dude. Brunskill's 100%. That's why, he can never walk out of this. As long as Aaron Donald is playing for the Rams, Brunskill can never leave this locker room because
I would tell you this: if Brunskill could have that mental confidence and preparation that he has for Aaron Donald
against anybody else,
exactly, he'll be just fine.
Yeah. That's that 1-8 seed. That's that 1-8 seed. You know what I'm saying? Where it's like 8 seed just plays you well. You know what I'm saying? I mean, that's what Brunskill just matches up. You know what I'm saying? The rest of he's serviceable. You know what I'm saying? It could be way worse than Brunskill for sure.
Do you see a scenario where Brendel and Donovan West will interchange?
I like McKivitz. McKivitz is nice. Jalen Moore and McKivitz is solid. It's solid depth. You know what I'm saying? That's nice. When you get into the rest of it, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. To be honest, you know what I'm saying? Like Brendel and McGlinchey are more of a question mark than Jalen Moore and McKivitz. Like in my opinion, you know what I'm saying? In the capacity where they have to play. So.
Yep. And that's the thing about the Niners, right? Like, obviously, when you look at the Rams and you're like, oh, they just signed Bobby Wagner and Allen Robinson and, all these guys are coming back and they're adding all these new pieces. But if you think about the Rams, right, the Rams obviously won a Super Bowl, right, and they're kind of a super team. But if their main guys go down, like let's say an Aaron Donald goes down week 3 or Jalen Ramsey goes down or someone big goes down at an important position, you don't have that depth for you to be like, okay, we feel confident enough in that position. Or the Niners, right? If someone goes down, you should feel confident someone can come in and, play at least solid and, can be serviceable in that position.
Right.
Facts.
Abundance of riches again.
Facts.
Yeah.
But I'm going to be honest, guys. I think what we're seeing right here as far as the offensive line, I think it's a possibility this is going to be our starting 5 offensive line. Unless someone gets beat out. And the only one I think can get beat out is McGlinchey.
I thought you had faith in McGlinchey. I thought you were
no.
Got him.
No.
I got to photograph that
I
one.
said, I mean, no, keep it real, y'all. I said if he's right and ready.
Okay.
That's what I was saying. I
That
said
man, that man
right
takes
and
past
ready.
4 years. He still ain't ready, Mark. He
Huh?
ain't been in 4 years, bro.
Yeah.
He ain't
But
ready.
that was a different quarterback, though,
No,
bro.
I'm just being facetious.
Yeah,
Yeah,
no, I feel you. I feel you. But again, I always said it. I've been saying it since last Wednesday. If he's right and ready, I'm all for it. Because I'm good with School. I really like School at right tackle. I know y'all seen Jalen Moore. Y'all seen him more than I've seen him as far as like college. I really haven't paid that much attention to him. But I really like School and I like McKivitz backing up Trent Williams.
I
But
will say this though,
what up?
Jimmy Garoppolo took a lot of sacks that no other quarterback. There wouldn't be sacks on most quarterbacks. Like he got to be like happy feet, but he would stay in the pocket like a statue to where it was just perfect for
Yeah.
somebody that maybe can't hold their block that long. At least they're hoping that
I
the
mean,
quarterback's not,
yeah,
you know.
but I
Yeah.
think that's more on the quarterback than it is on the offensive line because I feel like
Mhm.
the offensive line, right? The offensive line, I'm not saying it's perfect by any means, right? But you saw like we've seen it, right? And I've said this before, where with Jimmy Garoppolo, right? I feel like after that injury, when he had that injury, right, he was running and trying to scramble and he got hurt, right? And then
Mhm.
after that, I feel like Jimmy Garoppolo kind of became scared a little bit, right? So when you see Jimmy
always.
Garoppolo in pressure, when the pocket's collapsing,
Fact.
instead of like he did in 2018 where he ran and he got hurt and tore his ACL, he'll stand there like a statue,
Yeah,
right? And then like I
yeah.
remember this season where one play I was like, dude, this it can't be serious or this can't be real. When Jimmy Garoppolo throws it behind him against the Packers, and
Yeah, 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 yeah,
I'm
yeah,
like,
yeah.
bro, like what's going on right now? And I'm like, that's
Yeah,
not even the offensive line.
yeah. Like,
That's
what
just
was
you
that?
holding the ball.
Yeah.
Right. Thank you. Exactly what I was trying to say. Exactly.
He threw the ball like he was in the NBA, right? I mean,
Right.
I will say we're fortunate. What can help with this situation if this is what we go into is Shanahan and his play calling, but also the players and the gadgets and the plays that he can come up to eliminate or help speed, especially if he gets used to it. The more weeks that once if we find out that this is it and you can see like even McGinty's playing and that's just the best option, but it's still a struggle. He's going to be able to week after week after week after week to build upon a game plan that helps eliminate that as much as possible in his play calling with McLeod, with Gray. I think there will be a lot of. I think we're going to see one running back, one wide receiver sets a lot out of shotgun in situations moving forward because you have to do that with you have to get them out of order. Defense not be able to focus in, and Shanahan's a master class at that. So at least we have Shanahan and Trey to combat what they're going to face if that's
And
it.
I could see Ray McLeod running some jet sweeps and
Always.
being used in the backfield instead of Debo, right? Because we've heard reports have been a couple of months back when we first heard the Debo rumors about him wanting out, and a lot of people said it was usage and different things for money and things like that, right? But I think bringing Ray McLeod instead of just him being a kick return guy or a punt return guy, I
yeah,
think the Niners might use him a little bit in that where they can use him in the backfield, get him in using him in some jet sweep action and things like that.
Right.
So I think he'll have a bigger piece in the offense or a bigger role in the offense than a lot of people, think.
Thanks.
and Kyle said it. He initially wanted Ray as a wide receiver,
Mhm.
and David Lombardi was saying, "Is yo by chance Kyle may use him as a weapon in the offense." So I don't put nothing past Kyle regarding his scheme, man.
Thanks.
With these weapons that we got, especially Danny Gray, when he come off that hamstring pull, yo man, look at IU, Samuel, Jennings, Gray, McLeod,
Oh, it's crazy.
yo,
It's
Kittle.
taken however long he's been a coach. He is coached for however many years to set up the offense that he has now. Like this
Mhm.
is everything that Shanahan watched his dad do.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And then has done in his entire career. We are at the peak of the offensive specialty players that he's built. We are at a peak. Shanahan. So he's salivating. Like this is, I think, like we talked about, this offense is going to be so completely different. There's going to be things with this offense with Trey and these pieces that the NFL's never seen before. There are going to be plays. There's going to be formations. There's going to be things because that's what Shanahan's always done. And now you just give him more than enough options. Like we got cats sitting on the bench, you know what I'm saying, would be starting in playmakers for other players. And so it's a dope situation from that standpoint.
First Lady, let me ask you, do you think the 49ers will keep 6 to 7 wide receivers?
Ooh. I don't know.
And if it is 6 or 7, who would you like for them to keep based on what you've seen or heard?
Oh boy.
That's tough. I mean, but I guess I'll just obviously they'll keep Debo, Ayuk, Juwan Jennings, Ray McLeod, Danny Gray,
Kittle.
No, that's still tight end.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
I would say 5.
5? Really?
Yeah.
Let's say 6.
I'm with her. I think you have to have 6 for an injury, but I totally agree.
Yeah, 6. I would definitely say 6 or 7.
Yeah, no, that's what I'm agreeing, just for sure. Yeah, you're right on.
6 for injury, but I think mainly 5.
Yeah.
25.
Yeah.
We got so much depth in other places that it'll mask for a team too. It'll be what he allocates most, and we know that they're going to allocate defensive linemen, and they're going to allocate the running backs. Yeah. He always has extra.
Gotcha. I mean, a dream. Do you think we'll keep about 6 to 7 wide receivers? And if
definitely.
So, who would it be?
I would say Debo, Ayuk, Jennings, Gray, McLeod, and then probably 1 or 2 more as backups because obviously we know the Niners players get injured a lot. So, I mean, Debo's the type of guy who plays physical. So if he goes down, you obviously need someone to take his spot. But the Niners are a team that have a lot of injuries pretty much every year. So, I mean, the Niners at least are going to keep 6 or 7 receivers because, there's other positions, right? Obviously, we know the cornerbacks and the safeties, but if you don't have receivers, it's hard to win football games, right? So obviously, a lot of teams carry more receivers than they would, a linebacker or a corner or a safety. So I think I definitely see them taking 6 or 7, keeping 6 or 7.
Yeah, I would. Go ahead, Press. No, I was just gonna say that I think 7. Of course, Ayuk, Samuel Jennings, Danny Gray, McLeod. Yo, I like Keyshawn Johnson.
Yes.
And I like Austin Mack.
I'm saying Tay Martin. I've seen him in Oklahoma State. I mean, I live here, so I know. Right. Dude's got talent, bro. Dude's got big time talent. I mean, you putting up those numbers in Oklahoma State. Oklahoma State does not have a dominant offense like that. Now, Big 12 defense is not good. I'm not saying that by any means, but you're talking about somebody that excelled. You know what I'm saying? Put up historic numbers. You know what I'm saying, for that university, and
was known as a terrific route runner.
Right. Because
Tay Martin, big time. That was a huge pickup by us, and so I think he'll be our 6.
On a practice squad, we could keep 16, right? Is it 16?
Yeah.
16. I think it's 17. It's 16. Yeah.
Damn, for real?
70.
A lot of players.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, no.
Still means you got to cut 20.
Hey, but Malik ain't no punk out there either. I mean, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, he ain't.
Punk.
But you know what?
But if you do 7, you know what I'm saying? You got to talk about who you cutting.
Yep.
And those other players and it's just
that's why I named my 7. I was hoping y'all was gonna name y'all 7, but y'all
no. Who are you cutting off the roster? Like off that 53 man.
Other position.
Other position. Other position.
Other position. Oh, okay. I thought you just talking about
taking with Peter to pay Paul.
Facts. Because you got to think, man. You got to think like Juszczyk is an extra running back. Like that takes away Juszczyk off top. You know what I'm saying? Just because Shanahan tends to have 3 3 on game day, 1 on the bench, and then use check. So that's always going to be that. You know what I'm saying? And we know we keep defensive linemen. We tend to keep extra linebackers because ours typically get hurt. And we have to deal with that year after year. So who you going to lose off that 53 by keeping that 7th? And that's why I don't see it happening.
Right.
Do you think Sermon can get cut? You think Sermon might get cut?
No, we don't do that here, my man. We don't do that. No, just kidding. No.
He's a Sermon fan. That's why he said that.
Yeah.
So,
all right.
No, that's not movie.
So let me let me ask you this, bro. We was talking about this a couple of shows ago, and I was just being optimistic in regards our running back core, and I had mentioned that I would like Jeff Wilson to be our number 1 running back. Then Elijah Mitchell. You follow what I'm saying? And then for that third back, I was hoping Ty Price, and then Sermon. That was my order. I see y'all shit.
You got my. Oh my God.
That's my order. That's my order, guys.
I'm surprised nobody said anything about Sermon at 4. Okay.
I just saw it, bro. I just saw it. Now I see why you asked that question. I literally just saw it.
Okay. All right. So, and me and the dream. What will be your starting running backs, and why? Just your opinion, bro.
I mean, I would like to see Elijah Mitchell at 1, right? Because
really?
I like Elijah Mitchell, right?
Yeah,
I don't think he could be. I don't think he could be like your Derrick Henry who gets like 20, 30 carries a game, right? Because I don't think his body can handle that, right? But either Elijah Mitchell at 1 or Jeff Wilson at 1, I wouldn't mind either. I think Elijah Mitchell is definitely number 2 if Jeff Wilson is the number 1 running back. I think Elijah Mitchell's got to be number 2, especially what he showed last year. Yeah. And he showed a lot of promise last year. Obviously, if I was like, what, a 6th rounder, 7th rounder, showed a lot of promise last year on the Niners, got a lot of speed. So either if he's not the number 1, I think he's definitely the number 2. And I'm honestly, I don't even know about Sermon. I mean, like they drafted him in the 3rd round. Some games he was inactive. It's just, I don't even know about Sermon at this point because. I mean, if the Niners drafted running back in the 6th round last year, I think that was a Bobby Turner pick. But if there was games that he didn't suit up or he was inactive, a lot of games throughout the season, and he didn't even get any like carries. So I think he's probably at number 4, and I think Ty Davis Price is probably at number 3.
Yeah, because this is what I was telling the Faithful Huddle. I was saying the Faithful Huddle. I think Hasty is cut. I think it's gonna be. I think it's gonna be Jeff Wilson, Elijah Mitchell, Ty Davis Price, Trey Sermon, and Kyle Juice. That's how I look at it. And I was just saying, only reason why I was saying I wanted Jeff Wilson as our main carrier because of the experience. He knows the playbook, and I ain't wanna outwork Elijah Mitchell, even though he showed his toughness.
Yeah.
However, he's young. You wanna keep him for the long haul, being at his 17 games. You follow what I'm saying? So I'm like, I would like to see just me. I would like to see Jeff Wilson get like the bulk of the carries, and if he doesn't do what he's capable of doing, then let Elijah Mitchell do most of the carries and have Ty and Trey Sermon, get those 3 to 4 yards that they need to get.
I mean, and that's the thing, right? The Niners have a lot of depth at every position, right? And at the running back position, right? Like Jeff Wilson, I think he can handle it, right? I think he can handle getting 19, 20 carries a game, but you don't really have to do that for the Niners, right? If you're the Niners, you don't have to give Jeff Wilson Derrick Henry number type carries every single game because you have other guys who are capable of getting you those yards and are capable of getting those carries and getting you those first downs or getting you that 5-6 yards on that second down to get a 3rd and short. So you have a lot of guys that are capable of getting yards for you. So you don't just have to rely on one guy to get the bulk of the carries. Now, will the Niners probably do that a couple of games this season? Yeah. Do I see, maybe Elijah Mitchell or Jeff Wilson getting, a lot of the carries? Probably, but at the same time, you don't have to. With the Niners, you don't have to, rely on one running back or the main two running backs to get the bulk of the carries. You have a lot of guys who are capable of getting you yards.
Right. Because I don't know if y'all seen Jeff Wilson last presser, and I'm just going to paraphrase. It was mentioned to him that he's the veteran now.
Yep.
We know about Juice, but Juice is a fullback. But Jeff Wilson, he's the running back. He's the veteran now. So I'm like, I'm thinking Kyle, based on the scheme, guys. I'm just thinking Kyle is going to have him do the most carries and see what he can do with this new restructured offensive line. And also, with our quarterback Trey Lance. I mean, that's just my opinion based on the scheme. But there's a win-win, I think, whether Elijah Mitchell is our running back one or if he's our running back two. I was just curious on your thoughts and your opinion based on who would you have as your running back one or two. But I think Hasty ain't gonna make the team, guys. I don't think Hasty
gonna end up in Seattle.
Yeah, you know how Seattle does.
Always.
Yeah.
Always.
So listen, it's
who next?
Anybody? Next as far as this chart or next?
No, the question about the running backs.
Oh, I mean, mine's changed up a little bit. I think Ty Davis Price is going to be the number one guy as far as the most carries. Then it's Elijah Mitchell.
What?
And then, yeah. You don't think Elijah Mitchell, he carried the role for us pretty much. He had the most yards.
Y'all are disrespectful to Elijah, man.
That's bold. I ain't gonna lie, that's bold. But I mean, I wouldn't like Ty Davis Price, right? He is a physical running back, so I wouldn't I could see it, right? I could see it if Jeff Wilson gets hurt or Jeff Wilson is not, not.
Think
100%.
about it. When you draft a guy in the third round at a position that you already had guys there, it means you're not sure of somebody there, and it looks like a philosophy change too, where we've been so outside zone. Kyle Shannon's been that way, but as you see, he's drafting physical, powered guys now. The Davis, Sermon before him, that was a different. He wasn't the burner like Mostert and Breida. And then you even look at the offensive line, like Aaron Banks is not their typical lineman. He's way heavier than they typically draft. So it looks like a philosophy change, and and I think Ty Davis Price is a big part of that.
I think Mitchell 1, Ty Davis Price 2, and Jeff Wilson 3.
There we go. See?
What about Sermon?
No.
Cut.
What?
Oh.
Shanahan's not cutting anybody that he traded up 2 rounds.
Yeah. I don't think so either, First Lady.
I'm not saying cut. That's just my 3.
I'm saying Bizzle said cut. That's what I was saying.
Yeah, I just went top 3. That's what I'm answering. That's it.
Yeah.
Yeah, but the way Shanahan runs that ball, you need at least 4 running backs.
Right, but those are my top 3.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, I'm going Elijah 1, hands down. We talking about a dude that if he stayed healthy, he would have been up there as one of the top 4 or 5 backs in the league. And that's what his numbers project out.
Yeah. And he would have had 1,000 yards. He would have had 1,000 yards easily.
Yeah.
In 10 games, he had 900 something yards in 9 games. He thrashed Dallas. And then I think the weather conditions affected the Green Bay game, and then ultimately after the first half, the Rams figured him out. But the Rams have played him 3 times, and that's just a whole different. So I can't count that yet. Hands down.
Well, with 3 injuries too.
Yeah, no, hands down. And that's why 2 is Trey Sermon. 3 is going to be Price. I think Price actually eliminates Jeff Wilson out of the rotation. Jeff Wilson. Jeff Wilson is not that dude. He's never been that dude. He had chances.
Never been that dude.
He had chances. He had chances when he came in. What game are we going to talk about?
He's had a couple multi-touchdown games. I was there.
Okay, let's bring it up. New England.
Yeah, I was about to say.
A prime example of when the running backs go down, Jeff Wilson can come in and he can get the ball and he can produce.
As a dude off the bench, but we're talking about our best running backs, and he's not one of them. In my opinion, he's not of that group. Absolutely not. I don't see what Jeff Wilson added. Jeff Wilson is more of a short down back, and he wasn't playing at the end of last year.
Yo, did you see? Hold on. You forget. Whoa. You forgot about 2019.
Sermon never had that game.
Hold on, Jizzle.
No. I know
Wait, hold up. You forgot about 2019, the way he played?
3 years ago.
And 2020.
No, he did not play with. No. I don't think
2020, not 21. No. I said 2020.
We're going to pull up the stats on that.
You're like, yeah, you can. But, yo, he was our better running back.
We wouldn't be drafting as many wide running backs every single year if he was that dude, in my opinion. Every single year we're doing top end. He's a great depth piece, absolutely. And before this year, he had to be one of the top 3 guys. I think he's 4. I'm not saying he gets cut because we carry 4 running backs, but he's definitely.
Oh yeah, he ain't getting cut.
He's definitely 4 on that list.
I don't know about that. I don't know about being 4 on the depth chart.
That's me. That's me.
I got him at 3. But yeah.
I got him at 1 and 2. You already know how I feel about that.
I'm pulling up these stats though.
While you do that, Prez, our general manager, Uncle Keith, what's up, bro? Who's your starting? Who's your rotation? One.
Bruh. Y'all want these numbers or not? Y'all sure y'all want these numbers?
Wait, go ahead, bro. What's the number?
Y'all want these numbers, bro?
Now that he's that confident, I kind of don't want the numbers.
2018.
I didn't say 18.
Well, trust me.
I said 2019 and 2020.
No, I'm saying, but it doesn't. 18 was better than 19, my man. 2018, he had 266 yards. 2019, he had 105 yards.
How many carries?
2020, he had 607 touchdowns. So, yeah. And then last year, bro, he had 294 yards.
But I ain't talking about, but I'm talking about, but this is big again.
Y'all said stats. I'm just giving you the stats.
No. You said stats. I was just.
I'm saying, I'm just giving you.
You said stats. I was talking about the performance in 2019 and 2020.
Bro, in 19 he had 105 yards.
But we understand. But we understood that Mostert had most of the bulk. But I'm just saying that Wilson, he produced though.
He scored touchdowns in goal line areas, but they went out and got Juice. That's going to take that away. Juice is now the goal line back. He scored touchdowns in goal line situations. That man ain't breaking no 20, 30-yard runs. I'll put it to you like this. He's been on this roster since 2018. This is just my opinion. How many running backs have we drafted since he's been here?
But that's all the time. But that's the way Kyle run. Yo, that's Kyle.
He ain't got the resume to be a starter though.
Exactly.
He don't got that resume.
Yeah, I understand that.
I agree with that. I agree with that 100%.
Yeah,
I don't think he has the resume, but at the same time, I definitely don't think he's getting cut, right? Because just how we made the Brunskill, Brunskill knows the system and all that. Yeah, Jeff Wilson knows the system because he has the most experience.
He's not getting cut for sure.
Yeah,
but he's not getting rock one over Elijah Mitchell. That's not, in my opinion, that's not.
I feel you. Uncle Cave, I ain't forget about you, bro.
No problem. My order is a little bit different. Mitchell is your starting running back. Flat out, period. Durability, flexibility.
I remember you
saying Sermon is next. And I'll tell you why I say he's next.
So look at Prez.
I'll tell you why I say he's next ahead of Wilson.
I see your face, Jizzle. I see your face.
He can go laterally ways that Wilson cannot and will not. I put Ty Davis Price ahead of him because of flexibility, and Wilson is fourth. Fourth.
Well, this doesn't happen often. I'm just clowning.
But I'm gonna give y'all a homework assignment and go look at the rookie we drafted, man. I mean, I was sleeping on him too, man. And you go look at him, he has a burst. Not only does he have the power, but he has a burst that besides Elijah Mitchell, nobody really has. And he actually hits the hole harder than Mitchell. Mitchell probably has maybe more long top end speed, but that's it. This guy, you guys are all sleeping on him, but
no, anybody, no.
I can give in to where right now why Ty Davis Price, with all the hot hoop that he's getting, even though the man was not he was barely a top 50 projected running back, but I'm still going to give it to people as far as what they say. I can see why people would say that against Trey Sermon, but I think that goes to the hate that Trey Sermon gets from getting traded up and not playing last year. Because the man played the only game he started, what'd he do? In Green Bay, 1 touchdown, 92 yards. That's Trey Sermon. Like that. I mean, he started 1 game, you know what I'm saying? But he got phased out. So we'll see. We don't know if it's work ethic, but we also saw Ayuk get phased out because of work ethic, attitude, production. Yeah. That's what they said it was with Trey Sermon. Yeah, they said it was the outside, off the field stuff, and him trying. Basically, he was vocal, is what I've heard about, of not getting playing time, and then they basically told him you ain't earned it, type of thing. And so I think he went through what Ayuk went through, and we saw Ayuk's year after he got off. And I'm telling y'all now, bro, Trey Sermon is not that dude. Trey Sermon is that motherfucking dude, bro.
Got you. Let me see. Wow.
I mean, we saw videos this offseason of him putting in the work, so.
That's my dog. So I'm more biased to him, so I'm always gonna say to him too over that. But we ain't trying to have that.
Why so? I like that.
Our first lady, can you read that for us?
Lysol says Mitchell, TDP, Sermon. Honestly, I can see a scenario where Wilson doesn't make the team, only if TDP is who
I can see that too. It's one of them dudes. They're not safe. You can't say Sermon and Wilson are safe. One of those guys is not.
Whoa! Sermon is not in this equation.
What?
He got Sermon is not in anywhere near getting. He got Shanahan gave up too much. He traded up. That's not happening. He will be on this roster at least one more year.
I mean, but can't you make the argument for Wilson also, because Wilson has the most experience, right? Because like realistically, if Wilson gets cut, who's the running backs, right? Just think about it, right? Mitchell, Ty Davis, Prince, Sermon, and then Hasty if he's on the team. That's young guys.
Wilson definitely.
Hasty's not making it.
Yeah, these are the 4 for sure. I don't think that Wilson gets cut because Hasty's getting cut for sure. Right. And we won't be able to stash him on the practice squad. I don't think any of those 4. But if it were, let's say, maybe the question could be, if we had to keep 3 of the 4, who's your 3? Maybe that's the best way of this 4 type of thing.
That's tough.
Shout out to Wise Soul. Thank you for the comment.
Because the only reason, because if y'all remember, you know what I'm saying, and another thing about Sermon that he gets flack for is the Joe Williams, where
exactly
his first year.
I was about to make that point.
They're basing Trey Sermon off of Joe Williams. Well, the fact is Joe Williams got hurt and he couldn't come back and play football. But
he did get cut soon after we traded up for him in the 3rd round. He did get cut fast.
That was in the 3rd year. That was in the 3rd year, and he still wasn't healthy enough to take snaps on the field. That would have been Williams' 3rd year, so he got cut after this year. I could see if Trey Sermon doesn't pan out, getting cut after this year for sure.
And they didn't give up on Joe Williams.
No, yeah, he literally couldn't play. That's the only reason they had to let him
give up on him.
Yeah, that was it. Man never even made it back in the NFL after that. It was it. That was it.
Right. Being that you brought up our
Uncle Sherm.
Uncle Sherm. Exactly.
Yeah.
I just want to say, we, based on the Faithful Huddle, just want to say congratulations to Uncle Sherm. Richard Sherman has joined the Thursday night football team on Prime Video. Y'all, when I seen that today, is well deserved. He deserved that, man.
He knows football.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's good for TV because those Thursday night announcers are horrible. Listening to them.
Damn.
They need to be holding yardage signs.
Yeah. Thursday night games you watch. As far as Thursday night games you watch on mute. You know what I'm saying?
It was awful.
Hey, ain't Thursday night Troy Aikman and Joe Buck? You don't like Troy Aikman and Joe Buck?
Nah, bro. I'm not ever trying to
Nah.
I'm not trying. But that's the hate for the Cowboys. You know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I get
I'm
it,
not
I get
trying
it.
to listen to
I'd rather listen to Romo.
He knows his shit. Yes. Now Romo, I would take it back.
Romo knows his stuff.
Romo's book. Romo getting them big ones. I think it's perfect. He's gonna be live. He's
And
gonna
you
be
know what? Surprisingly, he does.
Who?
Like he plays opposite based on what his intellect. You follow what I'm saying,
Who
Romo?
you talking about? Yeah. Oh, Romo's fantastic.
I like when he does games.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think Romo would be a good coach.
What did you say, First Lady?
I said I like when he does the games.
Right.
Yeah.
I agree.
Thanks.
I agree.
Joe Buck's nice though. I mean, you're right. So I was wrong about it because I do enjoy Joe Buck. I forgot that side of it.
I think they're doing
Joe Buck is everywhere,
aren't
Yeah, no facts.
Joe Buck is everywhere. World Series,
they? Yeah.
Baseball games. He had every NFL game, Thursday night, Sunday night. He everywhere.
He got the voice.
Yeah.
Voice part two. And I think his father, right?
His dad was an announcer.
Hey, Joe Buck is something nice in them MLB playoff games.
Yeah.
That man will bring a playoff baseball game alive.
Yeah. All right, so let me let our brother and our guests know. I mean, we always do a trivia question on our show. Okay. We normally do one, then sometimes I do two. I'm going to do two trivia questions. We got a couple of minutes. So I'm going to start off with this trivia question. Y'all ready, faithful?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Uncle Key be like, no.
I've only gotten them all wrong. I'm perfect.
All right, so I'm going to present this question. All right, so let me just say it like this. I mean, what I normally do, I will ask the faithful huddle. Do they know the question? And if they know the answer, say the answer, right? But once they say the answer, they don't get another shot. But if they don't know and they say pass, I will come back to them. But once they mention an answer, they don't have another shot. Okay.
All right.
So I just want to let you know the rules. Okay.
All right.
So I will always start with our first lady. Our first lady, trivia question time. Richard Sherman came to Stanford as a wide receiver, but transitioned to cornerback before ever appearing in a game on offense. Is this true or false?
True.
Is that your final answer?
Final answer.
Okay. Uncle Keith.
True.
Is that your final answer?
Yes.
Okay. K Jizzle, what up, bro?
It's false.
Is that your final answer?
Yeah.
Okay. Prez, our general manager. What's up?
Man, I don't know, but I'm going with Jizzle because he like 90%.
So what answer you say?
False.
You say false? Okay. All right. And me and the dream, my brother. What's up,
Man,
bro?
I'm mixed on this one because I know he transitioned, and I know Jim Harbaugh was his coach. I know he transitioned, but you put it at the end, appearing in a game on offense. I'm gonna go false.
You gonna go false? Okay. Is that your final answer, bro?
That's my final answer.
Okay. Uncle Keith, First Lady. Y'all both wrong.
First lady, that's your fault. I believe
I know it's my fault.
she was convincing too. She was like 91%.
All right. Cool.
Let's do this true and false all night. I'm good with that.
Next time, don't follow suit on me.
I'm always follow the first lady.
I know that's right. All right. Yeah. You gonna say something, First Lady? What's up?
Nope, nothing. Just laughing.
All right. Here we go with another trivia question. This our last question for the night. All right. Jimmy Ward and Dante Johnson are now the longest tenured 49ers who were drafted by the team. Johnson was selected from which ACC school in the third round of the 2014 NFL Draft? What school?
I mean, school? In
Hold up,
2000.
hold up. Our first lady.
Why do I gotta go first?
Because you're the first lady.
I know.
lady the one be first.
Oh. Can I phone a friend?
No.
Can I
No.
use my lifeline?
Yeah. No Google, no none.
What Johnson is this?
Huh?
What Johnson are we talking about here?
Deontay Johnson.
Andre Johnson.
Oh, okay, thank you.
Hey, I'm going with North Carolina. I'll go first. I don't know, but I'm going with North Carolina.
Ooh.
Okay, so Pratt. Okay, hold up, Prez. Our first lady, what's up?
I'm gonna go Duke.
Is that your final answer?
Sure.
Okay. So Uncle Keith, with all due respect, general manager done bumped you. So Prez, what was your answer, bro?
I was just going first because she didn't want to go.
I know, but I'm going to you
yeah, North Carolina. It's North Carolina or Duke. So those are the two.
Oh, no. You said or. No.
Oh, I'm going with North Carolina, but if I'm wrong, then First Lady's right.
Okay, is that your final answer, bro?
Yes.
All right, Uncle Keith, what's up, bro?
ACC, right?
ACC.
Yeah.
Clemson.
Is
Yes.
that your final answer?
Final answer.
All right. K Jizzle, what's up, bro?
Okay, I'm lost on this one too, so I'm gonna.
I'm lost. I don't even follow college football, so I don't know what teams are.
I mean, that was 8 years ago. I mean, come on.
Yeah.
8 years ago. Yeah, that's.
Hey, man.
That's half his life.
I'm gonna still go with North Carolina.
You going North Carolina?
All right,
Okay.
can I ask a question? Is FSU in the ACC?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'll go FSU. I'll go FSU.
And there's also Maryland too, right?
You?
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, Maryland.
Yeah, Maryland. That's also in there.
Your first guess. I mean.
Okay. So, I mean, the dream. FSU?
FSU. I'll go FSU. I'll that's my final answer.
Oh, let me ask you this. Did you say that because that's your thing? Because I like Florida State.
I don't really follow college football.
Okay. All right. Cool. All right. So, let me say. I'm thinking about what y'all was saying. Let me just be. Let me be blunt. Y'all all wrong.
Yeah. Maryland.
Huh?
Was it Maryland?
I would say this. Our first lady and prayers were close. They both said North Carolina is North Carolina State.
Damn.
Dang, I was way off.
That's it. Somebody else picks the question next week.
When first lady said North Carolina, I was like, is she about to say state? I'm like, she say state. I mean, no. You said Duke.
I said Duke, yeah.
Who said no?
I did.
But she wasn't even close. I was close.
Right. My bad. You know what it was? When Pratt said North Carolina, he said Duke, and I was thinking, oh, that's right. All right, cool. Yeah, so it's North Carolina State.
All right now.
Yeah, man. All right. So, Faithful Huddle, what's your final thoughts in regards to mini camp, state of the franchise, anything that you read that you reacted or reacted regarding the 49ers? Anybody final thoughts?
Can't wait for training camp. Go Niners.
Thanks.
Anybody?
Final thought. Abundance of riches. I keep saying it week in and week out. You know, we can do much ado about nothing, but just let it play out. I think every position, even running back, is competitive this year.
Yeah.
And that's not a bad thing.
No.
That's me. That's it.
Yeah. Yo, looking for you now. I knew it wasn't Florida State. ACC. I know that's right. 49, I see you, bro. Florida State.
Uh-huh.
Hey, you know who's a Florida State fan? I don't know if you know who Ben Meyerson is. He went to FSU, and he covers the team.
Okay.
Ben Meyerson. He goes to FSU. He goes to all the practices. He covers the team. He went to FSU, but
really?
graduated. But yeah, check him out. Ben Meyerson, Twitter.
Okay. All right. You probably have to remind me, man. Hit me up on the DM because I'll probably
I'll
forget.
I'll send it to you. I'll send it to you.
Yo, 49 Wildin'. He like, you feel me? All right. So, anybody else before we sign off?
Yeah, man. Great show, man. I mean, appreciate you coming through, bro. Definitely should come back, man. Anytime that you want. It was real dope having you, bro. Good yeah, fantastic show, man. Let's just next. I mean, we got a little. This is the dead period, you know. So next time they together, it counts. It's the real deal. Next time they have them feel.
Yeah, no doubt. And Mean and Dream, question: what's your time zone, bro?
I'm on the West Coast.
Oh, you're on the West Coast.
Yep.
Okay, you out there with Jizzle. Where you at? California? Where?
California. Yep.
All right, cool. All right. Okay, so you know, me and my uncle and the first lady, we're on the East Coast, and our general manager, Prez, he's in the South. Should I say South, right?
Midwest.
Midwest.
Yeah,
Midwest. Yeah. So, okay, cool. Well, my final thoughts. As always, great show. And Me and the Dream, we thank you, bro.
Yeah.
Hey, no, it was definitely fun. I gotta say before we get out of here, this is one of the best shows I've probably ever had with a bunch of good people. It was definitely an amazing show. Love the energy, love the agreements and the disagreements. Probably one of the most funnest times that I've had doing a show. You know, I've done this for years. Probably one of the most fun I've had. You know, doing a show in a while. So I appreciate you guys for having me.
Thank you, bro.
Anytime, man. Anytime.
We appreciate you too. And just to give you a quick story regarding our faithful huddle, I was inspired by my mom to do content creating. It wasn't nobody, it was really my mom. And I know our brother 49 is not on the show with us, but he's leaving comments. I met him, and I met my brother Jizzle through another source. I met Niners Jess, and I met my brother Prez and my uncle. I've been knowing him pretty much all my life. I just want to let you know, I haven't, and we haven't been doing this that long. I heard you say you've been doing it for years, so I just want to let you know we haven't been doing it that long, and we do it for the love, bro. And again, we just want to let you know, thank you for your availability and your support. I love your energy.
No worries.
Love your energy as well, man.
You keep us on our toes.
Yeah. Yeah, no doubt. But listen, man, God bless everyone. Again, great show. Looking forward to seeing everybody.
Thanks. Game 6 play. Game 6 play time.
Yeah.
Now we transit.
I know y'all heard about the fake Klay Thompson who got banned from Chase.
Oh, that was hilarious, yeah.
It sucks for him because he's been there for years, man. Like,
yeah, he's done it for a long time, man. Like, forget about this situation. I remember a while back when the Warriors were in Oakland, they're in the finals. This man was walking around the streets of Oakland taking pictures of people posing as Klay Thompson.
Yeah.
Was like, "Are you Klay? Yeah. Are you Klay?"
Yeah, I've seen him a lot. Yeah, but you go in and he kind of pretended he was Klay, and and he's on video doing it. So I don't know.
Facts. Right. Them security guards need their ass whooped though, because how they let that big ass man on the court, bro.
Yeah, right.
You like a fat play, like, nigga, who are you, bro? You.
I mean, even Steve Kerr said, like, I remember a couple of years when he first did it, Steve Kerr was like, he saw him and he's like, Klay, how many burgers you been eating?
Yeah.
The fact that they let him in again.
Shout out to 49. It's all love, family.
49.
P. Warrior.
I'm working on his voice.
P. Warrior says, my bad, y'all. Totally wasn't feeling good. I feel better. I'm just waiting.
Feel better. Hope you feel better.
Sunshine and good feelings to you, P. Warrior.
P. Warrior.
He partied too much for his birthday.
Yeah, prayers up.
Yeah, he probably did, man. Hey, man. And plus, the weather climates be changing too, man. Yeah. You never know with that also. But P Ward, we love you, bro. Don't worry about it, man. Get better soon. But again, I want to hold everybody up again. I mean, thank you, Faithful Huddle.
No
Thank
worries,
you.
no worries.
I know I love y'all. You know, we'll be talking to each other in the morning. Whoever responds to whoever texts.
And for the record, I'm gonna be Twitter this week.
Okay, yeah, because I've been waiting for you to call me. So
I'm waiting for Uncle Keith to pop up on Twitter.
Yeah, exactly.
And I promise you, it's gonna be worth the wait. I promise you.
Okay.
I'm gonna
Hey,
get
man,
into it. I'm gonna
hit
get on
me with
Twitter.
a follow, Uncle Keith. I'll definitely follow you back.
You follow? I'm trying to tell you now. I mean, the dream. I'm gonna be there for you.
All right, I'll definitely follow you back.
You know, I'm scared of the death of technology.
I know
It took me 4 weeks to figure this one out.
Never.
Everything.
You used to see me and not hear me and not see me. You know, we got it together.
At least you were able to figure it out. At least you were able to figure it out, man. Like every week, I feel like I'm going to my grandparents' house with some tech support. every week.
I took my computer to work. I ain't gonna lie. Them young boys.
Yeah, my grandparents, my mom and dad that got to fix it for them. But at least you look like a genius when you just unplug it and plug it back in.
Yeah, right.
I got this set up with 2 buttons.
Yeah,
on and go.
Hey, Jizzle, you're right. We do look like geniuses in front of
right.
My
mom brags about me, and all I do is just reset it.
That is.
I mean, here the issue that I face with helping my grandparents is that like my grandparents will sign up to so many different things and they'll forget the password. Yeah. And then like I have to like figure out what their password is. Yeah. And I'm like, I wasn't here when you created this password. Like 4 different passwords.
Yo, that's the
worst. All 4 don't work. And then I'm like, it's not my fault. I can't do nothing. It's like, why can't you do nothing about it? I'm like, because I just can't.
Yeah, it happens, man. It happens. Hey, man, that's what we do. We gotta be patient with everybody, man. Yeah. You know. But on that note, again, love y'all. I don't want to hold y'all any longer. I gotta get this prayer in. Listen, again, God willing, thank you again. I'll be seeing y'all hopefully next Wednesday. All right, everybody?
All right.
Later. All right, everybody. Appreciate y'all. Appreciate you guys. Appreciate all you guys. Later.
All right, man.
All right.